If iBuyers are going to put the traditional real estate agent out of business by removing them from the equation, providing you with a direct competitive offer with little or no fees, then why did Zillow just announce that they are selling off 7,000 properties that they just bought? Well, I'm going to tell you why iBuyers in their current business model will not succeed and why companies doing this are absolutely destined to fail. And I'm going to tell you right after I ask you to please subscribe to this channel in order to stay up to date in the world of Canadian real estate. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video. And of course, make sure you kick that like button. Yep, that's right. I said kick. And in return for your kick of that like button, I'm going to show you a video of me getting kicked in the nuts. Parenting, such a joy. If you would actually like to see that video in its entirety, make sure you stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to play it at the end. And now on to iBuying and why that business model just won't work. Let's start off with defining exactly what an iBuyer is. It means instant buyer. This is a name given to companies like OpenDoor, OfferPad, Redfin Now, and yes, Zillow under their platform Zillow Offers. Basically, they're just a website where you can go and type in your address, and if that company services your area, they will make you a sight unseen offer on your home. And to make it better, you can even pick the closing date that you desire, thus removing all the pain and stress of actually having to put your home on the market. And all is right in the world.
Finally, a business model designed to remove the agent from the market, lowering fees and making it better for consumers everywhere.
Not exactly. If iBuyers are the future of real estate and they've put themselves in a position to be the Uber in the industry, then why is Zillow reportedly selling off 7,000 of the homes that they just purchased? Well, it must be because it's in the business model, right? And it must be because the market is up so high that they've now made a profit and they can easily sell the properties, turning a massive profit and then finally making a company like Zillow actually profitable. Well, no, as I alluded to earlier, Zillow is now selling these properties at a loss. And before you start salivating at the possibility of picking up one of these properties as a regular buyer in the market, sorry, first off, this is happening in the United States. And also, sorry, they're not going to sell these homes publicly as we thought they might when they started buying them up. They're actually looking to sell them off in bulk. That's right, they're looking for one or a few mass buyers to take these properties off of their hands and clear up this mess. So now I know what Bill Ferguson's going to say.
Haha, this is it. Today is the day. Zillow knows the market bubble is about to burst, and this is why they're cutting their losses now.
Not so fast. Here's what's really gone on with Zillow and their iBuyers program. Earlier in the year, Zillow hired more than 2,000 employees, both to staff their office space and to fill positions on the road. Many of these jobs were reported to be within Zillow's iBuyer side of the business. Then Zillow, its employees, and I'm sure its algorithm, went and started buying up homes all over the US of A. And that's where the problem began. You see, they started buying up properties all over the whole country without any specific knowledge of each micro market they were purchasing in. They very likely relied on their own internal algorithms and what they call zestimates to determine market value, meaning that the purchases were made by employees likely working out of their head office in Seattle and likely heavily influenced by whatever type of AI or algorithm is running their zestimates program. So they started buying up all these properties in a situation where they thought they were paying likely less than market value. And then it turns out they're likely acquiring these properties over market value in many of the cities. But that's not a problem, right? The market is going up at an absolutely crazy pace. So obviously they can resell these properties for a profit. Let's keep going. Well, Zillow, now that you have 7,000 properties, it's time to do what you said. You're going to fix them up, stage them, put them back on the market and sell them for a profit. Maybe they should call their platform iFlipper. iFlippo? Well, this is where the real problem lies and the logistical nightmare begins. Have you ever renovated a single home? Now imagine that times 7,000 and spread it out across the whole country. There's no way that Zillow or any other company for that matter can have good, reliable project managers, contractors, cleaners, stagers, and photographers in each and every city. across the whole US. But maybe they thought they could figure that out. And then even if you do have those people secured in each and every market that you purchased a home in, how long do you have to wait for a good plumber to show up, or a painter, or a roofer? And at what expense? Next, and possibly the most important part of this whole thing, every single city and every single state likely has very different building codes and bylaws that you have to follow if you're operating within that city. Only good local contractors with experience working within that city know exactly what permits that city will require and what work they may be able to do or what upgrades they may be able to make to the property without actual permits, and how long those permits take to obtain and get inspected afterwards. I mean, I just think back to a client I know in my marketplace here of Surrey, BC, that built a 10 by 15 workshop in his backyard with full permits. That process from beginning to end took 12 months for a shed. Now amplify that exact same scenario across 7,000 homes in hundreds of cities. On top of this, once your property is actually ready for the market, it's probably going to take at least another 60 days to close, and that's if you get an offer in the first weekend that you're on the market. This means that these iBuyer companies' best case scenario from the time they close on the property is that they're likely going to own and have to finance that property for at least 3 months, but more likely 6 to 12 months. And to push my point a little bit further, do you think a company as big as Zillow could possibly get away without pulling all of the permits needed to do any of the upgrades that are required on any one individual home? If a company as big as Zillow decided to do work without permits, they could very well end up in court times 7,000. I mean, every single property they sold. Basically, I'm saying iBuyers just don't work. The model in its current form just doesn't work because real estate is very specific. It's specific to its own city, to its own street, the condition of the property, market conditions, and how long it takes to sell a property in one market versus the other, and even things like getting tradesmen in and providing the tradesmen with the permits required to do the work. And then after all that's done, you got to get it re-inspected, on the market, and sold. Not to mention transfer taxes can vary greatly from in the States, state to state or county to county. And here in Canada, BC's transfer taxes are gazillions times bigger than they are just next door in Alberta. What I'm saying is iBuyers don't work because you're not solving the same problem repetitively. Systems like Uber or Skip the Dishes solve the exact same problem again and again and again. I don't think you can algorithm yourself in or out of real estate. And as a result, when you can't tech your way out of those houses that you just bought, you have to now bulk sale off all those houses at a loss, which also means you have to then lay off those employees that you just hired and shut down your iBuyer business, which is exactly what Zillow has now done. Now, I'm not here to say that disruptors can't find a way to provide value and totally revolutionize the real estate industry. However, Zillow, like many companies before it, has just reproven that selling individual parcels of land, each with their own individual features and problems, cannot be solved en masse. At least not yet. I'd be very interested to hear what it is you have to say about iBuyers and Zillow shutting their doors on their iBuyer program. Please make sure you leave a comment down below. Check out another video while you are here on the channel. Make sure you kick the like button. And as promised, here is the full video of me taking on the full force of fatherhood.